Hey everyone, welcome back to English Era Podcast. I'm Jess.
And I'm Emily. So Jess, I have to tell you something. Last night, I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw like 3 different people I went to high school with who are now selling something online.
Oh, right? It seems like everyone's got a side hustle these days. Like literally everyone.
Yeah, but actually, that's what we're talking about today. The language of the side hustle and modern entrepreneurship. Because, well, the way we talk about work, it's completely changed.
Yeah, and I think this is so fascinating because when our parents were our age, they had a job, just one job. But now people are like, oh, I'm a teacher, but I also run an Etsy shop and I have a YouTube channel
And they're building their personal brand. We're going to break down all of this language today. And trust me, if you're learning English, you need to know these terms because they're everywhere.
Absolutely. So, before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to English Era Podcast so you don't miss any episodes. And check out the learning materials in the description. You'll find a full transcript, vocabulary list, exercises, and more to help you master this topic. Okay, let's get into it. So, Emily, let's start with the basics. What exactly is a side hustle?
Right. Okay. So a side hustle is basically any kind of work you do outside of your main job to earn extra money. The thing is, well, it used to be called a second job, but side hustle sounds way more, exciting.
Yeah, it sounds more entrepreneurial, like you're building something, not just working extra hours at a restaurant or whatever.
Exactly. And the word hustle, it's interesting because it means to work hard and fast, but it also has this energy to it, like you're really going after something.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's why people love saying it. It's like, I'm not just working 2 jobs because I need money, I'm hustling, I'm building my empire.
Yes. And speaking of building, let's talk about the phrase building a personal brand. Do you know what I mean when I say that?
Oh, totally. It's basically creating an identity for yourself online or in your industry. Like you're not just a person anymore, you're a brand.
Right. And this is huge in modern entrepreneurship. People are always talking about your personal brand like it's this thing you have to manage and grow. You post on social media, you network, you curate your image.
Yeah, and honestly, it can be exhausting. Like sometimes I just want to post a picture of my coffee without thinking, is this on brand for me?
I know, right? But here's the thing. In today's economy, especially with social media, your personal brand can actually open doors. It can help you get clients, get hired, or launch your own business.
For sure. Okay, so let's hear a conversation between 2 people talking about starting a side hustle. This will help you hear these terms in context.
Hey, Sarah, I've been thinking about starting a side hustle. I need some extra income.
Oh, that's great. What are you thinking of doing?
Well, I'm pretty good at graphic design, so maybe I could freelance on the side. Design logos, social media posts, that kind of thing.
That's perfect. You should definitely build your personal brand first, though. Like create a portfolio, get on LinkedIn, maybe start an Instagram account to showcase your work.
Yeah. That makes sense. I guess I need to put myself out there, right?
Exactly. And once you get a few clients, you can start scaling up. Who knows? Maybe one day it becomes your full-time gig.
That would be amazing. Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Okay, so did you catch some of those terms? Freelance, scaling up, full-time gig. These are all super common in entrepreneurship talk.
Yeah, and let's break those down later in our vocabulary section. But first, let's talk about the gig economy.
The gig economy. This is everywhere now.
So the gig economy refers to a labor market where people work short-term contracts or freelance jobs instead of traditional permanent employment. Think Uber drivers, Airbnb hosts, freelance writers.
Right, and the word gig originally meant a single performance or job, like a band playing a gig at a club, but now it's used to describe any kind of temporary or project-based work.
Exactly. And I think the gig economy has really changed how people think about careers. Like, you don't have to work for one company for 30 years anymore. You can piece together different gigs and create your own path.
Yeah, but there's a downside too, right? Because gig workers usually don't get benefits like health insurance or retirement plans.
That's true. It's more flexible, but also more uncertain?
Exactly. Okay, so another big concept in modern entrepreneurship is monetizing your passion. Have you heard this phrase before?
Oh, all the time. It basically means turning something you love doing into a source of income. Like if you love baking, you start selling cakes. If you love fitness, you become a personal trainer or start a YouTube channel.
Right, and people are obsessed with this idea now. Everyone's like, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Sometimes when you monetize your passion, it stops being fun. You know what I mean?
Oh, totally. Like suddenly your hobby becomes work and you're stressed about making sales or getting views.
Exactly. But for a lot of people, it's still worth it because they're building something that's theirs. They have autonomy.
Yes, autonomy. That's another key word. It means having control over your own decisions and work. And I think that's what drives a lot of entrepreneurship. They want that freedom.
Absolutely. All right, let's hear another dialogue, this time about someone who's trying to monetize their passion.
So, I've been thinking. I love making jewelry, and people keep asking where I buy my stuff. Maybe I should start selling it.
Oh, you totally should. You could monetize your passion and turn it into a side hustle.
Yeah, but I don't know. Would people actually buy my jewelry? And where would I even sell it?
Well, you could start small, open an Etsy shop, post on Instagram, build your customer base slowly.
That's true. And I guess if it takes off, I could scale up and maybe even do it full time one day.
Exactly. You've got to start somewhere. And hey, even if it stays a side hustle, it's extra income, right?
True. Okay, I'm convinced. I'm doing it.
Okay, so lots of great terms in there. Customer base, takes off, extra income. We'll cover those soon.
Yeah, but before we get to vocabulary, let's talk about one more thing. The mindset shift.
Oh yes, the entrepreneurial mindset.
So, in the past, people thought about work in a very linear way. You go to school, you get a job, you work for 40 years, you retire. Done.
Right. But now people are thinking differently. They're thinking about multiple income streams, about building assets, about creating value.
Exactly. And this language reflects that shift. Like, instead of saying, I'm looking for a job, people say, I'm exploring opportunities. Instead of, I work for a company, they say, I'm building my brand.
Yeah, it's all about ownership and possibility, I guess. Like, you're not just an employee, you're an entrepreneur, even if you're working a regular job.
Right. And I think that's empowering for a lot of people. But it also puts pressure on you to always be hustling, always be growing.
Yeah, like, can we just relax sometimes?
Seriously. Okay, let's move into our vocabulary breakdown because we have covered so many terms.
All right, let's break down some key vocabulary from today's episode. Emily, you want to start?
Sure. Okay, first word, side hustle. Side hustle. Side hustle. So a side hustle is work you do in addition to your main job to earn extra money. For example, Maria has a side hustle selling handmade candles online. Another example, my side hustle is tutoring students on weekends.
Perfect. Next word, freelance. 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 Freelance means working independently for different companies or clients rather than being permanently employed by one company. For example, after losing his job, David decided to freelance as a web designer. Another example, she freelances for several magazines instead of working for just one.
Next, gig economy. Gig economy. Gig economy. The gig economy is a labor market characterized by short-term contracts or freelance work rather than permanent jobs. For example, many young people participate in the gig economy by driving for Uber or delivering food. Another example, the gig economy offers flexibility but lacks job security.
Great. Now, monetize. 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 To monetize means to earn money from something, especially a hobby, skill, or online content. For example, she monetized her YouTube channel through ads and sponsorships. Another example, he's trying to monetize his photography skills by selling prints online.
Love it. Next word, personal brand. Personal brand. Personal brand. Your personal brand is the image and reputation you create for yourself, especially professionally or online. For example, building a strong personal brand on LinkedIn helped her get job offers. Another example, he spends hours managing his personal brand on social media.
Next, scaling up. Scaling up. Scaling up. Scaling up means expanding or growing a business or project to handle more work or reach more customers. For example, after getting more orders, she had to scale up production. Another example, the company is scaling up by hiring more employees.
Good one. Now, autonomy. 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 Autonomy means having the freedom and independence to make your own decisions, especially in your work. For example, one reason he became an entrepreneur was to have more autonomy. Another example, freelancers value autonomy over the security of a traditional job.
Excellent. And last one, income stream. Income stream. Income stream. An income stream is a source of income, and people often try to create multiple income streams. For example, she has 3 income streams: her job, her side hustle, and rental income. Another example, diversifying your income streams can provide financial security.
Perfect. Those are your key terms for today.
Okay, so that's it for today's episode on the language of side hustles and modern entrepreneurship.
Yeah, and honestly, this was so fun to talk about because, this is the language of our generation, you know?
Totally. And if you're learning English, you're going to hear these terms all the time in podcasts, in articles, in conversations with native speakers.
Exactly. So make sure you practice using them. And remember, you can download the full transcript, vocabulary list, and exercises from our learning materials.
Yeah, that'll really help you master this topic. And if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and leave us a review. It helps us so much.
Yep. And let us know in the comments, do you have a side hustle? What's your entrepreneurial dream?
We want to hear from you. All right, until next time, keep learning, keep hustling.
And keep improving your English. Bye, everyone.
Bye.